Welcome to 3D Learning. The topic is art. This is video 3. The Nazis looted. University of Oklahoma owns it right now, and they are being challenged. So the question is, who owns the painting? In the discussion, we want to read the story. We want to decide which words have value and which create conflict in the presentation without a dictionary. And it will help you to develop stronger English comprehension skills because you don't need to look in a dictionary. You don't need to stop. You can just create ideas from the words that you are already learning. Read the story, step number 1. The story is recreated for copyright reasons. I can't just put the story, the original, there because I need to find copyright. So I rewrite it and I put the disclaimer in the beginning. The URL you will find is there so that you can go to the URL and find the original story if you want to look at it. It will also, maybe you go to the original, it will give you other stories related, and then you can look at other stories and maybe different situations to build your argument. So try to do that. Step 2 is create an outline. Now, I have made the story, and your outline can include the URL story as well, the original, and you're going to put things into paragraphs, but just key ideas, not write the paragraph. What's the key idea? 1 word, 2 words. Long outlines, they seem tedious, they seem tiring and hard. But if you make a longer outline, a more detailed outline, it will save you time. And when you want to find that information, that little bit of information, you will find it. So making outlines is a very important part, not only of writing, but it's important that when you read, you categorize everything. Remember we made those little categories, and you put these ideas into those categories. Always put categories, because it's the fewer ideas that you have to look in, and the more information you put in each that's the same, it will make it faster for you in the end. Words that follow the story should be used in your outline. So there's lots of vocabulary words, and the URL might have more vocabulary. I've just chosen a few. So using vocabulary in your outlines will strengthen the continued use of them. If you underline or you create your own ideas, you will use them again, because now you have them in your brain. You have a memory. You have impacted that piece of your memory. And they're good to fall back on, to use later when you're thinking of that word. It might come to your head. If you don't use it very often, you will lose the idea. So it's always better to do it. There's a URL, and so you can look at it. And like I said in the disclaimer in video 1, I'm not responsible if it changes or if they delete it or move it. I'm not sure, but it's good if you go there. They will often have links to other stories which are similar, so you get different ideas from different people when you're making your argument. So let's read it together. A court decision brought attention to Nazi looted art and the struggle to return it to the original version. The court proceedings are often transatlantic, as the art has been passed on or sold over many years. A French heiress was given the final blow to her challenge and had to drop her effort to recover one of those family treasures. The years-long effort to reclaim art that was stolen in World War II was finally decided. Léon Noël Mayer, 81, said she was left with no other choice. The looted art, shepherdess bringing in sheep, brought attention to the fate of stolen art during the war. It was stolen in 1941 during the occupation of France by Germany. A Holocaust survivor, having lost her parents in the Auschwitz prison camp, she was adopted from a Paris orphanage at the age of 7. The adoptive parents abandoned their home and hid treasures they had acquired. The stolen art ended up in Switzerland at an art dealer. Her adopted father tried to win back the painting through the courts. Unsuccessful, Raoul Mayer passed the task to his daughter. She knew the inescapable truth might be the impossibility of persuading the court to return it to her family. At issue is an agreement made with the University of Oklahoma 5 years prior. The court considered the contract superseded the 1945 French law. The daughter told Le Monde, a French news outlet, she signed under duress. After legal threats from the university, the daughter decided to end her bid to return the art to France. It had been from a New York gallery and donated to the Fred Jones Museum of Art. The saga may have ended up, but the story is not over. The university has commented it would keep its agreement to rotate the piece of art with France triennially. The question remains about who owns art stolen during the war. It is hard to obtain restitution for looted art, especially Nazi-looted treasures. Other museum pieces are often returned after negotiation. Many countries are deciding on the rights of the owners and not the owners of the original crime. Not the victims, sorry. It is incredibly difficult to force new owners who have paid large sums to return for free the lost art. New negotiations should be made to ensure recovery is easier when whose art is it anyway? Short, 10 paragraphs, but read the original story and look at other links. Vocabulary. Nazi looted is treasures stolen by the Nazis from wealthy people, and I think that's in the story. Transatlantic refers to the Atlantic Ocean and transactions that move across it, America to Europe, or America to Canada. America to Europe and Europe to Canada, sorry. Heiress. A female who has inherited a large amount of money. She's very rich. Drop her effort. This does not mean to physically drop, but to drop to stop pursuing. So instead of paying lawyers money to fight in court, she stopped. Years long. The S is important. This has an S because the process was many years. Her father had tried and unsuccessfully lost, and his daughter continued. Occupation. To take control of a country or object. Occupation can also be maybe a job, a kind of job, but this is not a job. This is to take control of. Holocaust, a catastrophic event in history under Nazi Germany. Auschwitz, the place where Jews went to die. It's a really terrible place. Orphanage, a place where parentless children go before adoption. It doesn't always mean that they have no parents, but it does mean that they have no parents to take care of them. They have no guardian. In this case, they died. Acquired, when you have purchased or obtained ownership of something. You acquire. It's a really good word. Win back. Having lost something, you fight to get it back. And if you win it back. Inescapable, when there is no escape from a situation available. In here is a no, not. It's a negative. Superseded, to be higher authority or value. Super is higher. Le Monde, it's a French media outlet and the newspaper. Very popular in France. Under duress, pressured to make a decision you don't want to make. And her bid. To make a bid is to make a proposal hoping to win. Like an auction. A saga. A long story that keeps going seemingly forever. That's a saga. Rights of the owners. Owner's rights and refers to an owner's responsibility. Incredibly, an exclamation adverb to show a high level of special. Those are just a few. If you read the whole story, maybe you find more. Ideas have been generated and strong links to the story made. Vocabulary links you to the story. Your other ideas link you to the story. And as you outline, use the following to revisit the discoveries you have made. So what do I know about this topic? That was our first question. So list 4 ideas you have found in this story about art. History, ownership, blah, blah, blah. At least 4. Ask your group, and maybe you can have 1 from each, and you can have 2 or 3 from each. Lines are provided in the book. Look at your answers under discussion and fill out and reflect the ideas. These new ideas will help you from your detailed ideas better. So today, answer these questions. What do I know about the topic? From nothing, now you know more. So now maybe your answer has changed. So add 4 different things, at least 4. It's not so hard. Write new ideas from here, if you want. Find new information, new vocabulary. So that's what you want to do for your homework. Not so much. I know you can do it. This is 1 more video, and the next one will go to the next pages in your book. I'll see you then.